Good morning, everybody. AJ, the CEO here. I hope you all are all doing well. And I literally got a whole bunch of phone calls that came in literally right when I was getting started. I hope y'all are doing well. Give me a half a second. I gotta do something right after this, which I will mention here in a second. I hope y'all are all doing well. AJ, the CEO here. We try and come here every Friday as best as we possibly can to try and help you with your media ministry questions. I don't know everything, folks, but hopefully the little bit that I do know helps you on your journey and makes it a little bit easier for y'all. And I'm, like I said, I'm doing stuff behind the scenes, downloading stuff, trying to make sure things is working. But Pro Presenter, bring that up. I think somebody just subscribed because I just heard the sound go off. There we go. We got that stuff there. So I hope y'all are doing well, folks. Let's go ahead and holler at some people here online who are joining me. John, hey, good morning to you. Creator for Fun. Hello, hello. Francisco, hello, hello. Bowls Promo TV. Hello, hello from Australia. Thank you for joining me. And like I said, I'm looking at trying to go to Australia either sometime this year or early next year. I've always wanted to go to Sydney. Just want to travel, enjoy life, and see what you can while you can. Coach, hello, hello. Anthony, what is going on? Sir Parker, hello, hello. Elder Rob, good morning to you, sir. Darius, what is going on? Connect Community Church, Hamilton. Hello, hello. Hey, I watched your live stream. I see what you're doing on them keys. I see what you're doing on them keys. Sorry. So we got kind of light today, but hey, it always grows over the time. So thank you for joining. Make sure all my pedals and stuff like that are working. So what else we got going on, folks? I mean, look, we're getting closer and closer, folks. I am, and hold on, pressing the wrong button. There we go. We're getting closer and closer, folks, to our conference. I am super, super excited about that. We got more and more stuff. And like I said, the phone call I got is FiOS has been, well, the final steps of FiOS are being installed today at Antioch. So right after this, I got to go down there and get this new stuff calibrated to the UDM Pro, and then it'll be more than enough, fast enough internet for all the uploading and downloading and all that other stuff. So excited about that. And if you like what we do, folks, again, I pretty much fund this through my company and then great folks like y'all, Patreon supporters, YouTube members. But if you want to help out and you don't want to become a Patreon member or a YouTube member, you can go to eMissionary Gear, get any merch there. All that funds goes towards that. Honestly, all of, if you do a consultation with me, that stuff goes to pay for the stuff, everything that we do here at the channel as well, too. Let's go ahead and use this platform to shout out and give kudos and thanks to all the great people in your media ministry. I'd love to shout them out, folks. Go ahead and email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Make the subject my media team. Give me a picture of your team. Tell me where you're from and your ministry name so I can shout them out and thank them for everything that they are doing. Want to give another continued thank you for those who are continuing to buy my books. They're on Amazon. Still got a few of the second ones on my website. So if you want to get those autographed, you can always go there and get that hard copy and paperback. We got those. Like I said, we already have our conference coming up for meconference.com. We're still looking for some teachers, so you're still welcome to be a part of that and teach. We do have, I put out a poll there for the teachers I have to have our first teachers meeting. We're going to have a couple of them at the end of April. All y'all's materials for teaching needs to be submitted to me, so that way I can put it on the website. If you have any reference material, anything you want people to download, because the whole goal is to also hand out materials, thumb drives, whatever, so that people can take that stuff with them, their materials, whatever. And I think that's it. Also, just let you know, Sunday, I am on the plane and I will be in Chicago all next week from Monday through, actually Sunday through Friday. I leave at 6:30 p.m. on Friday. So we'll be out there. I know I'm going to catch up with Bishop Daniel. It was a couple of other people. Their names escape me right now, but they asked me to give them a call when I'm there in the area. I need to make sure I pull down that email and their telephone number so I can holler at them. Got a bunch of other people that we're going to talk to while we're out there, but hey, we're out there to serve, and if we have some free time to help out, we will. So, also, folks, right as we get started, if you have any other questions, know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond. If me and you go back and forth for over 3 emails, please consider go ahead and setting up a consultation, so that way I have a dedicated time to talk with you for an hour or more. You can do that for Zoom, phone calls, in person, on sites, And obviously, since we're going to Chicago, we do travel, folks, so you can go there. If you are not a part of the Facebook group, highly recommend you go ahead and join that. It's like this all the time, and you're partnered up with other ministries from all over the world. I don't have everything, but somebody there has the same equipment that you do, and is probably going through the same thing, went through the same thing, or getting ready to go through the same thing you're getting ready to go to. And we want to collectively share our knowledge to help everybody move forward. I think that is about it. All right, so as we get started, folks, if you have a question, go ahead and put a Q out there so it makes it easy for me to see if you got a question, and then we will go from there. So I already answered this, but we'll do it again. Have you used the B-Link Mini PC? Do you think the EQ14 Mini PC with processor N15, 16 gigabits DDR4, 500 gig SSD, mini desktop, Wi-Fi 6 would be good for running just digital signage software? Yes, this is the earlier version of that one. And the reason I was saying it is this one, I did this just to run security cameras for like the feed to show everything. And it has that same processor, and it was very much underpowered. But again, excuse me, let me take that back. This was the processor. This was a 2-core processor. The N150, I think it's a 4-core. So that's the reason why I was saying it, to add 50 to it would have been easy just to do extra power like this. This is almost like a system that, honestly, I would put Linux on this because it was just choking on Windows 10 because it was underpowered. The one that you got should be fine, but when it comes to a processor, especially if it's not more than $100, and it depends on your budget, I would go with just a faster processor. But that model that you got should be more than enough to run the software that goes to the sign outside of the church. That's kind of like what they have at Antioch and some other churches I've worked at. So you should be good to go. Let's see. Creative for fun. AJ, I fixed the issue upstairs for live stream, but I'm having a problem downstairs with the kids ministry PC. ATEM keeps blinking when I hit the live on the ATEM. Now, where are you streaming to? Are you streaming to Facebook? What platform are you going to? See where else we got. Not seeing too many questions right now. True story. Hello. Juanita, good morning to you. Lanny, good morning to you. Rob, no, this is just going to be a gig up and down, 1 gig fiber. There, unless they change the plan so they got conned into whatever that happened at Verizon, but it should be. I mean, I pay $70 a month for 1 gig up and down here, and this is a business account, and that's kind of the same thing I suggested to them. Philip Paul, hello. Rob, have you started deploying the U7 Lite AP for Unify? They are $99. I bought all of the access points for First United Methodist like the day before they announced them, and it stunk. I wanted to do that. I'm this close to wanting to change the ones I have here to U7s because I have the U6s. I have a U6 Pro downstairs. Then on the second floor, I have a light, and on the third floor, I have a light. Again, most of the time I have here so I can play around with all my stuff here so I can see what's going on. And let me verify what. Yeah, so actually I take that back. I have the U7s, or I got 5 of them. This is going to be the first time I'm installing those, and that's at First United Methodist. I was thinking about the XG. I would love to get that. But those are probably going to be my go-to. The only issue that I got with those, they sell out so fast. but I am looking forward to doing that. So, I mean, what are y'all thinking about all the Unify stuff? I know some people like the stuff that the video stuff. Some people want me to lean more towards the media. I mean, I like playing with the stuff because I like to bring that knowledge to everybody. Because like with churches, unless you're really into this stuff, like how many times do people look up door access, intercom systems, telephone integration, voice over IP? How many times does the average church look at that? So that's why I like playing around that. Nick, can that B-Link PC run ProPresenter? Yeah, it could, but you'd be limited on how many outputs that you would have. The bigger B-Link one, you could I mean, like the 250. Like this is the Ryzen 7 version, one that I have. So we got both of them. So this is the one I've upgraded to over this one because this is the first one that I got. This one I got for like $129. That's the reason why I got it, because money was tight. But like on this one, you only got two outputs on here. You got a display port and you got an HDMI. So if you use this Pro Presenter, you would only have one physical output, and then you would have to do like NDI output for anything else, or you would have to add another USB to HDMI adapter or something like that that would give you another monitor. As long as you got enough power, you should. Let me see, Mike. Anybody got caught with the Chromecast problems? We use a couple of older Chromecasts, and they've given up the ghost. I thought they decommissioned those. I used to have a Chromecast. I haven't used them in years, but I thought they were talking about that. Like they did kind of like the Apple thing where they try to push you to the newer model and they kind of like shut down the other ones. I don't know if that's the case. Let me see. Google Chromecasts. Oh, it looks like that's an issue that's going on. Let's see. They're talking about Chromecast outage. And that was like the other day. Apologize for untrusted device outage plaguing certain Chromecast models. Google says a fix is on the way, but it still hasn't said what caused the issue in the first place. Ugh. No. Hey, you're not alone. It looks like that's something that's going on with a bunch of people. That kind of stinks. I have to look back into that more detail on what that would be. Creative for fun. My question would be, are you streaming at the same time? That you are in the main sanctuary that the kids are doing, because I don't believe YouTube allows you to stream at the same time. I still never got a chance to test that. I don't believe. I mean, I could test it right now. We're streaming here. Let's see. Let's open up. I don't want to. I don't want to mess up my channel. I mean, or I don't. Not the channel. I don't want to mess up the stream at the same time. So let's see. I'm gonna bring up. I'm gonna bring up OBS, and let's go here. So we got OBS. I got the class stuff set up here. I am gonna set up a go live, and this is gonna be a first. I didn't think you could do this. Let me change my streaming key here, and I want to see, will it let me do two at the same time? If it does, I mean, that's interesting. For a long time, it never lets you do two at the same time. Oh wow. So I'm shocked. So it is letting me stream to two events at the same time. Wow. That, for a long time, didn't think it lets you do that. So like right now, if I cut over here, so I'm live here, and this is the other live one that I just set up. Wow. So let me take that back on what I was saying. I thought it wouldn't let you do that. But I would say if you're getting that issue, make sure that the ATEM is actually getting the IP address, and make sure that you have a different streaming key set up for that. So I can't show all of it because I think that's still a part of terms of use or whatever. So I think I can show this part. So from here, I would come in here and make sure you make another streaming key just for the youth, a dedicated one, if you haven't already done that. And that's what I just did. And both of them were working fine. So that's what I would check. If you have any other issues other than that, let me know. And then maybe we could do a remote session to see what's going on with everything. Norm, good morning to you. And I will be in Elgin this Sunday coming up, and I'll be there from Sunday until Friday. Yeah, it is. And plus, honestly, with all I ain't getting political, but with all the tariffs, I don't know what's going to be affected by it. Um, Ubiquiti always has some stuff. They got great stuff, but then it just becomes out of stock so daggone fast that it makes it hard. It's like you almost want to buy the stuff just to avoid anything going on. So those are the new Pro XGs. And it's a 10 gigabit. I would want to get one of those. I mean, that's going to be overkill. Like if I had that in the house, but I think the next time, honestly, if I had, and I might even still change it at First United Methodist, I might put this in the sanctuary, um, to cover more people. Again, I still think it's overkill, but like what Elder Rob was talking about, this is the U7 Wi-Fi 7 AP that's going for $99. That is a super deal, to be quite honest, and it supports 2.5 gig connection there, so really slick. What's going on with there? I still think their hard drives are kind of overpriced, but what other new stuff they got? I want to play with some of these. I think this Unify Express 7, I think this is the one I'm going to get for or I might still stay with the older one. Because that's 149. That's what I'm thinking about putting in my mobile setup to handle internet for my mobile streaming. But again, I mean, really cool stuff. And I think that's why I enjoy what we do here, because it allows us to see other stuff in the tech stuff that most of us would never really deal with. And I'm still waiting for the smart devices to come out for the Unify line. Let me go straight to the store. Because they have the integrations that I'm waiting for. Not that. Where's the integrations? There's the new one that's supposed to be connecting it to they had just announced it. The sensors and the AI smart something. It wasn't that one. It's their new integrations that they had for sale, to where you can integrate it with smoke detectors, water sensors, all this other stuff like that. But oh well, really think this stuff is cool. Yeah, Unify is one-stop seller for all my deployments, even if they aren't going to use all of the functions. It's future-proof. Exactly. Like the stuff that we're adding to Antioch is what I installed. Was the second UDM Pro that I ever installed. Mine was the first. Then I installed it there, and this is running like a champ. I mean, that's why I really enjoy it. Classic Star 71. In your Starlink installation and setups, are you setting them up in tandem with another service or independently? How well does it work independently for streaming and internet for the entire church? They have been independent. They are the sole provider of internet for the church. And let me put this over here so I don't knock my cup over. But no, they perform very, very well. This will probably be the fourth one that I've done. My mom's internet is the first Starlink that I ever installed. And so we got Mount Tabor is Starlink, Galilee is Starlink. So that's 1, 2. Mount Bethel, 3. And my mom, why is that saying that? She ain't that. So yeah, it's been performing very, very well. And that's the sole internet that they have for each one of these. Now this one detected because it's probably just internet went down, but that's like probably cloud cover, and that's at like 2 a.m. That one is performing well. I haven't had anyone say any issues when it came to um streaming. They've used up quite a bit of the interwebs there. They're doing very light. They're doing very light. And then my mom's, she's, why does that Cyberlink fiber? I mean, that's the Starlink. I don't know why in the world they changed that name there. But yeah, all of them have been the sole providers there. Now, if I was in a different location, me personally, I'm in a townhouse, so my mobile dish that I have here, this is just meant for like when I go to different locations, and I only turn it on when I need it. And I just bought the cable so I can hook it up to my car. So if I really want to, it's like a $25 mount that I can mount this inside my car so that I can use internet if I go somewhere, or like if my daughter's bored or something like that, I could do it for there. But it's been fine. It's really been good in comparison to the areas where that is the only option. It has performed very, very well. Um, so I haven't had anybody complain. I've had more people at the church after they've experienced it have asked me to come by and see if I can install it at their home, because it's just so much of a better option for the same price that they're paying for like DSL in some of those areas. Ryan, hello, hello. That's strange. Yeah, I would need to set up something with you so I can look over it, because that doesn't make sense. You should be able to. Out of all the computers I have here, and even if I have my stuff upstairs, it doesn't cause any conflicts. So we'll see. Rob, what are the Starlink speeds are you seeing at the churches you have deployed? Well, let's just look and see what they get. Again, it changes as they launch more stuff, and as long as the rockets don't blow up, that they're doing. But let's see. Let's go to me mums. Let's go to Bethel. Who else? Who else? And that showed us a Comcast logo, not Starlink. Uh, Galilee. Mount Tabor. All right, so let's do run a speed test there. Run a speed test. Now, this is through the Unify stuff. I have to be directly there on my phone to test from the router. So from here, from Mount Tabor, their download is to 240, and that's low compared to what it was for its upload. Now, when I've gone through the Unify, the upload was was half of what it was when I went directly through the Starlink app. So that's there. That's 312 down and 3 up. That's 255 down and 6 up at Mount Bethel, the last one we just installed. And then at my mom's, it's 218 and 5 up. So, yeah, it's the upload has been, and then it jumped up to 9. So yeah, it all depends. I mean, I haven't noticed anything, and again, no one has complained and told me that they're having a live streaming issue at all. Yeah, Parker, I don't know when they changed that, because I remember for a long time I couldn't. It would only allow you to stream one thing at a time. So I'm glad I can do multiple now. So that's cool. So think about that now. If you go through that AI stuff, the sampling and changing everybody's voice into another language, you can feed that audio in with some type of delay on the video, And now you can stream to your regular channel and then stream the exact same time with a slight delay in another language. So that's cool. I might want to do that in another video to play around that. Anthony, I just built myself a newer PC. Yeah, I saw it. Was that the all white one and the water cooled and the flux capacitors and the DeLoreans and all? Was that the one that you built using the Fantex XT view case? This has been the easiest build I've done. Yes, I saw that one. It's really cool. I really want to, like, I was looking at building a Ryzen 9 9950, the top of the line one with 128 gigs of memory and stuff like that. And then when I saw the price, I changed my mind. But the processor is like 550. The motherboard I was able to get for like 200. The memory was around 250. And in comparison, it's about the same cost that I had got my 5700X on the 7, whatever the Ryzen 9 I got right now. Ooh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hiccuped and burped all at the same time. I want to, but again, that's my whole thing. It's like right now, it's like if I do get any extra money, most of it is buying stuff, the sample that people have talked about. I really don't buy that much from for me. All of it is like related to media ministry in some way, shape, or form. Now, one thing going to El Dorado, what I am thinking about doing is buying the new G3 phones. The ones that I'm going to install in First United Methodist. I am thinking about getting one of those. And because sometimes when people call my office phone, I got to run all the way downstairs. I do have their older phone that was great. It was $30, but they actually stopped making it. That's what I have upstairs in the bedroom. I want to get another one to have on each floor, but I do want to build another computer. I really do. But I already got like 4 here, so I'm just like, no, actually include my laptop, that's 5. Then my daughter's laptop. So we got 7 computers, but it's like I need more space more than I need anything else. Richard, hello, hello. Huh, that's strange. So what I would do if you're seeing that, and if both are being streamed at the same time, go ahead and if you're able to get on your router and test what is the upload speed total that's coming into the church and is it tanking? And then I would also look, do it during the week when nobody's doing it, or try the same thing on a Sunday. It could, I don't know if you got Comcast or whatever provider that may be throttling your connection because it's shared with the network. But that's strange. Like if I break out my other ATEM that's upstairs and stream it, it shouldn't have an issue. It might be something else. But like I said, let me know and we can see if we can get this straight for you. True story. For streaming in a small church, would a Logitech Mevo work well with Pro Presenter since it's wireless? No. Let me take that back. Yes, but almost everybody that I've ever worked with has always moved away from the Mevo. And the wireless it's in the grand scheme, it sounds convenient, but the wireless makes it more problematic in practice. But yes, it would work. It would work fine. It's just that when you have an issue and it's wireless, I'm just old fashioned. I just like my stuff to be plugged in. If I do use anything wireless, it's not my main camera. But to answer your question, yes, it would be fine. I just wouldn't do it. G Albert, hello, hello. Tangela, hello, hello. Yeah, I know you showed me that, which is cool. I've been meaning to go back in there and check it out and see how it's going. But yeah, but that's cool. That's really cool. Back to Elder Rob. I have found that Starlink goes down at 2 a.m. every day. Yeah, unless they're doing updates or something like that, which makes sense. Star Classic 71. Referring to Starlink, how well does it work with rain and cloud cover? I mean, for the most part, it's been fine. I mean, it's not like regular satellites. If you got like there's been storms like at my mom's house and other churches, and it's fine. The main thing is if you got physical objects in the way, like trees and stuff like that, buildings, that's where there's a problem. cloud cover and stuff like that, I have not noticed anything that was detrimental to the performance of it. Hey, Creative for Fun. First United Methodist is about like 120 to 150 years old. So you'll be fine. I promise you'll be fine. What is your affiliate code for Starlink? Well, if you sign up through the link that I have, you'll get 1 month for free. And let me find it. Where did I put it? Did I not save it in this one? Hold on. Let me just. Oh, wait a minute. I got it on a video. I don't know why I didn't save it in my regular stuff here. Give me a half a second and I will get it for ya. Visuals. All right, let's stop it right there. All right, so here is the link. I will put it there in the description. And anybody that decides to use it, thank you. So that's 1 month free with that. And I need to actually put that whole thing in there in my document that I always use. So give me, what's it? Affiliates. All right, there we go. Also, G. Albert, I've been using Jump to Desktop as a RDP solution to access my remote Mac. I'm going to try RDP access to PCs as well. Appears to be very stable. Well, Chrome Remote Desktop works on the Mac as well too, but that's cool. Dennis, let me turn this fan off because I'm feeling a little congested from this fan blowing all up in my face, in my nose. Good morning. Follow up. I said our live stream makes a strange sound similar to a blurb or in a plug quickly. We are not touching anything. How to chase the problem. Now, you makes a strange sound similar to a blurb. Can you email me questions to AJ Holmes, a sample of that, so I can get an idea of what that actually sounds like? And just email me at questions@ajholmes.com, and I'll open that up and see if I can get an example of what you're talking about. Vlad, hey, appreciate your time here. I got a question. I purchased the Audio Technica Pro 45, and let me bring this up so I know exactly what it is. Okay. For our church, and I'm wondering what is a good working distance between the microphone and the choir. I mean, well, it all depends. The distance is going to be set with your gain, and that's going to handle how far away the source is from the mic. I've used them to where they are as little as 3 feet away from the choir, all the way up to about 15 feet away from the choir. Now, for the 15 feet, I was nowhere near speakers. So when I turned that gain up or from other microphones, it didn't cause any feedback. So that's at least that's for me. So like when I did that at Mount Tabor, they were about 3 feet away from the mics that I hung. And then at another church where I did it, they were about 6 feet away. And it's just all in how you set it up with your gain mainly. And make sure the environment of wherever it's around, you should be fine. Creative for Fun, brick walls, and what I had to do and climb through for the regular Hey, that's why I keep saying the stuff that I got to do at in Elgin is going to be interesting. Like I hope I can get a lot of stuff done But again, their stuff is serious. So if I cut back over here so you can just see that's Elgin. So that's straight brick, stone on the outside, brick on the inside, then drywall out there. So it is going to be interesting with all that stuff that I got to go through there. So yeah, I know the pain. It is doable. But that's why like a hammer drill or something like that, or what I've done to make it easier is drill one hole on the outside so that you get outside, and then, and I'll just show you because this is what I did at Gates and made it Gates of Faith. It made it easier as well too. So what I would do is drill one hole outside, and then, and they got a bunch of new stuff to do this. So normally I would get this flex box, and then I'd get multiple flex stations. So this will be a box that I put outside. So one cable will come in here, and it gives me 4 connections that'll go out, and I put it in this waterproof case. So if I have to run something outside, I'm not running multiple cables. I just punch one hole, get that cable out, and then mount this high up outside somewhere. So like for security cameras, I do this. And that's the reason why, like if I open up what I'm doing at Elgin, at First United Methodist, it put my file at. There it goes. So like for First United Methodist, I'm doing the same thing. The only holes that I'm hopefully have to make, like going from the first floor to the second floor and the third floor, is going to be small enough just for this fiber optic cable that's going to go in between. So I just need enough room for a cable like this. And this is what's going to run and connect each one of these, but this will support 10 gigabit. So this is the only hole that I've really got to make to bridge the floors. So if you do like any of the higher Unify stuff, then you could just do something like this. And that's like literally you're talking about a hole about the size of a dime. And you would drill that through and then run everything else. At least that's how I'm doing it here, so that orange is what's connecting. And now that like I have this switch that's on the basement, all I got to do is run the cables in the drop ceiling to where all the locations I need to go. Now, the main thing is going to be for the door access. I do have to drill a hole for Ethernet to go outside for everything. And then other thing I just ordered, because these were the only locks that I think would work for what I'm trying to do. I ended up getting this lock, which again, I didn't like the price, but this is the one to where it's going to make it easier. So I just screw that in on the side, and it's for the double bar and everything like that. All the other ones I would have to have cut out the hole and make all this. All I got to do is line this up with the tab that's already there, and then screw this in. I don't like the price, but that's what we're doing for there. So for me, yeah, doing all those wiring, the holes through the brick and stuff like that is going to be a pain. But for like the security cameras that I got to do at the top of the church and all this other stuff, what I'm probably going to do is run one cable and put one of those waterproof boxes outside. And then, so like the security cameras that are going to go on the roof at each corner is going to be 2 at each corner. So that's a total of 8 cameras outside. So all I have to do is with this, that flex. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, for the flex, I just have to have 2 of them. So I would put that on each side of the building. That would handle all the cameras. But for me, all I got to do is actually run 2 Ethernet cables up to the roof, and then I can have everything be outside. So it's just how you do it, so to save yourself. Now, I've spent a long time making it more difficult than it needs to be, and that's the reason why I'm doing it this way. All right, back to the question is like, what would you recommend for budget friendly? Honestly, the AVCans E20, um, that that PTZ joystick that you could control with the remote or logging in through the web page, you can control it. So that way you can avoid buying a joystick if you really want to save money. You can get that PTZ for about like $320. And you could plug it into the wall, run the cable into whatever, and then that would set you up in the future as well. Because about the same price for that Mevo, um, I looked that up. Yeah, the Mevo camera right now, if I look over here to buy one of the Mevos, so say I just look at this one, do the core. Let's see how much that is. And that's not even with the lens. Oh, they separate the lens now? Oh, wow. Hold on. Ooh, excuse me. And you know, when they take you down all these loops of trying to buy, we're currently unable to process. So it won't let me actually buy one. Yeah, it won't let me process anything to buy right now. Their website is down. So I think from the going rate of what they're saying, let's see what it's saying the price is. I mean, here from Amazon, it's saying it's $360 some dollars. So that's 360. But if we go to the AVCans E20, that's 360. If you went with the NDI one, it's like $20 more than what you would get. Yeah, the E20, the one without NDI, was like $320. So you're in the same price range there. But that would just be my recommendation. And man, why do I feel all congested all of a sudden? Anthony was saying, I used a Ryzen 7 5700G. It wasn't expensive like I thought. Now, Anthony, I think you're going to like this one. Have you looked at the 5700, I mean 5600? I think it might be a 5700, but a 5600 GT. That is like a second revision of their processor, and you can get it for a few blickups cheaper, and it's 2 cores. Now I don't know if they have a 5700 GT. So the 56 and the 55, it like drops the price by like $20, but it's still like, this is why you got to be mindful of this. Like these dudes are just marking this up on retail prices. That so instead of me getting like the 5600G by itself, I'll go to the GT because it's like a cheaper price by like $25. It's just that their second revision of how they made it, but that's really cool though. Let's see what else we got here. Back to Star Classic. Do you ever set up the phone system in any of your installations? If so, have you ever checked out the RNU system? They are pretty easy to set up and make the configuration changes from home. No, I have not. This is First United Methodist is going to be the first time that I actually installed the Unify Talk outside of my own office. I've proposed it to a whole bunch of people, but they never moved forward with it because people just old fashioned. They want landlines, and I keep trying to tell them. I was like, your phone is a landline inside the building. Once you get outside your building, every phone is voice over IP. Like Antioch, the people accidentally cut the Comcast line, and their phones haven't been working for 2 weeks because the phone outside of the building is voice over IP. So which just uses the internet. But I'll see. I'll look into that. But I am looking forward to installing the Unified Talk to see so I can have more. For me, when I do it, I can always reference the stuff that I've done. And then some people say, "Well, I don't know how to Unify Talk is." Well, let me let you talk to First United Methodist. I installed it for them and how are they liking it. Give examples. Philip Paul. No, click it. Can I use OwnCast to stream to Facebook and YouTube as well? Yes, you can. But just realize you need that system needs to be. Let me rephrase that. Can OwnCast stream to Facebook and YouTube? Yes, but OwnCast is like your own streaming platform. So OwnCast is more like Facebook and YouTube, like it's your own platform that you own. So yes, you could stream to it and then add some other services for it to restream to other stuff. But honestly, that's overkill. If you really, really wanted to do that, you could set up an Nginx server to do that. I did that a long time ago, and I never posted that video because I thought it was too nerdy. I can do that, but OwnCast is overkill for what you're trying to do. OwnCast is for if you wanted to set up your own streaming platform for yourself, and it's not really meant for restreaming to rebroadcasting stuff to other platforms. It could, but that's a whole lot of overhead just to do that, to process what's coming in, the website, to host all that stuff, how many people are connected to it, and then restreaming it to somewhere else. Yeah, that's overkill. I mean, if you're going to use OBS, you might as well just use the free multi RTMP plugin. Would be less overhead than doing all of that. Got a lot of conversations going on here, which is good. Brian Jones, hello, hello. Back to Philip Paul. For a normal person who like to build a PC on their own, is it better to go with an old PC upgrade and upgrade it from there, or go to a new PC? It all depends. Like right now, my computer is an AM4. That's a socket. So if I upgrade this, since they're not doing the AM4 anymore, I would have to go to an AM5. I would have to replace everything. So that's me upgrading an old system. Now, if somebody came to me and said, AJ, this is a computer from 5 years ago or 6 years ago or 7 years ago, would you upgrade it? There's no point in upgrading it. Technically, you would really, the only thing I would probably keep in that is maybe the hard drive. But you got to think 5, 6, 7 years ago, there were still mechanical drives, and now you can do NVMEs and SSDs that are like thousands of times faster than that. It would almost be build a brand new computer and just transfer the data over. So for me, an upgrade is I'm just slowly piecemealing and moving my computer forward. This computer I'm on right now, I built that from scratch, and that was a brand new system for me. Hold on one second. I'm seeing if that was an email that I was looking for. Oh no, that was the stuff that I had. Some of the packages that I have being shipped to Elgin were delivered. So that's at least for me. Like if I have like any of the computers that I have here, this would be an upgrade. But like if somebody came to me and said, hey, this, like another church I was talking to, they said somebody donated a system to them. Most of the time when somebody donates a system, it's not nothing new. And it depends on how far. If the architecture is too far behind, say I was on an AM5 socket right now. For me, an upgrade would be, I take the processor out, I put a newer processor that is supported into it, so I'm upgraded it. But for me, from this system, I'd had to gut everything. I would have to get new memory. I had to get a new power supply. Probably have to get a new, faster hard drive, new processor, all that. That is like building a new system in my definition of that. Back to Creative for Fun. I'm using the Vixia R800 for walk around camera for content. What's a decent mic to use with that camera? Any of the ones like the Rode video mic would work fine with that. Now is it going to be integrated into your current system? Because if it is, I wouldn't even use a mic. I would just use the sound system and just as long as it's in sync, I would do that. I wouldn't want to bring in extra audio, but again, I don't know your setup. If I was using like a walk around mic inside the sanctuary where everything is going through the sound system, I wouldn't necessarily use the mic at all. If you have to do something, the Tascam mic where I start shotgun mic where I started was like $25. That would work. If you want to go to the Rode, that would work. Any of those like the Rode video mics, you can get like the mobile one that's like $50. That works as well too. At least in my practice, it's good. LW876, good day. Do you use a rooster tool for your team? And if so, or a roster tool, excuse me, for your team? And so, what is it? No, I really don't have a team right now. I think, man, why in the world am I congested all of a sudden? Like one nostril is like just clogged up or whatever. No, I know some people have used Planning Center, used planning with worship tools for scheduling stuff like that. I've only had two churches that used that, and that was 31st Street and that was Spring Creek. Everybody else is kind of like they just use an old calendar and just say, "Hey, what Sunday are you working?" Um, that's all I got there. MA16V3 prayer request. For the Hive Mind, I pretty much decided to launch our self-hosted Restream server this Sunday. Been working on it this week, and I feel like it's time to risk it. And hey, best of luck to you. Again, this is the only way you're really gonna learn is to see what the stipulations are. Like again, I'm not no prophet or nothing like that, but just with all the changes and the fact that technology is getting better, I really I hope it doesn't come as fast as this, but I feel like it might get to the point that internet is fast enough, computers are fast enough, software is fast enough that you can actually host your own live stream. So like Oncast, the issue with Oncast is when you run an Oncast server, you have to have enough bandwidth and processing power to handle everybody that's connecting to it. So like y'all are watching me, y'all aren't watching going directly to my system at home. You're leveraging all the bandwidth and everything that YouTube is doing. That's saying so if you got thousands of people that are going to watch your service, your internet, your download, your upload, and your system has to be able to support 1,000 people watching it. That's what the Oncast server. But I really think as that stuff gets better, hold on 1 second. Oh, yes. No, you have the wrong number. Hmm? Yeah, the wrong number. I've had this number for about 15 years. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. I thought that was like the school, and unless like they're like, is this William? I was like, no, this ain't William. Well, this is the number I wrote down. Well, you wrote down the wrong one because it's the same number I've had since college. So that number has not changed. um Mike Dean, hope you're having a great morning. So tired, had Micro's gonna get my PC from support. Just finished reinstalling Windows. Wish one day Windows can be on a chip, not an SSD. That would be kind of cool. Um, and then also saying, I like the intercom, the flood like Ubiquiti can wallet. I can have careful just like I mean, see, it's cool to have the other stuff. Like, I mean, again, the dream for me is when I get my house is use all the stuff. Like it's like for me, my mindset is why in the world, just like with the stuff I'm doing here, why in the world would I recommend to y'all to get any of this stuff if I'm not using it myself? You know, it's like for me to have the security cameras, to have the EV charger, to have the floodlights, to have the intercom, to have the door locks. Um, you know, for me to have a house, like for me to have like the server room I'm gonna build out for them, it's the same way I would want to have mine. Like have kids, have dogs, have pets walking around here. It's like that server room is air conditioned, got everything done, it's battery powered in case anything happens. But then nobody need to go in there. There's gonna be like a facial recognition. It might be a QR code recognition, whatever. I just think it's cool to play. It's like my own version of Iron Man and Batman, to where it's like I got my own Bat cave and server room. It's like, no, you gotta, you have to be. Now we doing old school. You gotta flip over William Shakespeare's head and then press the button to open up the Bat cave. um, Back to MA16. Funny enough, the Restream server I've been working on is actually using Nginx. Yeah, I've set that up back in the day when I used to stream from my old drone. I had the drone stream to an Nginx server that I set up on my Raspberry Pi, which then outputted to my ATEM. That's how I was able to integrate my drone footage as a camera into my system. So it's been a while since I've done that. What do you like? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Hold on, let me bring it up. What do you like for NVMe drives? I saw this on Amazon, the Lexar 8 gigabyte. I was actually looking at getting the Lexar 4 terabyte to put into my PlayStation. Um, I personally stick to the Silicone Power, maybe Western Digital or Crucial. The Lexar is actually good as well too, but those for the computer ones I do mainly because of the price and performance. Those Silicone Powers, I can get a 1 terabyte for about like $45, and they perform very, very, very well. I got the 2 terabyte, two of the 2 terabytes in this system as my cache drive for my video editor and something, and the other 2 terabyte is what I have in my PlayStation. I want to put a 4 terabyte in there, but I think either one of those work good. That 8 terabyte, what's that going for? Like 360, 412. It's I documented the entire journey since I'm probably gonna migrate to a Raspberry Pi. I could send it to anyone. Sweet, yeah. Email it to me as well too. And I look over and play around. I got a couple of Raspberry Pis here I'm not using. Good lord, that 8 terabyte is 680. Not today. Not today. Mom's video. Good morning from the rainy San Francisco. The Blackmagic Pro Studio 4K has 4 HDMI and SDI inputs, but one upstream key. Are you aware of any other device that does HDMI and SDI inputs with multiple Blackmagic Pro Studio 4K? You talking about the? Hold on. Yeah, 4K. So from that one, they're talking about. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Talking about this. No. Is this the same one you just talked about, the Pro Studio 4K, or am I mixing up the one that you're talking about? I'm on now. But you talking about? Honestly, I think outside of these, they've moved away from having Blackmagic has moved away from having SDI and HDMI. I think this is the last one that does that because the television studio used to do that. All the rest of this line, this rack mounted and stuff like that, is SDI only. And I have no idea why this page is just hung. So like these are all HDMI, these are all SDI. This is the last one where it does both, I believe. And then now all of these in higher are all SDI. So I think they've kind of moved away from that. So no, I'm not aware unless you're going to one of the Go Streams, the OCs or something like that that has one that's HDMI and SDI. Y'all funny. Pastor Alicia, hello, bonjour, qu'est-ce que vous allez, comme ci, comme ça? Hope you're doing well. Created for fun. No, this is not used in the church's PA system, just for interviews, scriptures, and stuff like that. Honestly, I would go with the if you're gonna do that, get the DJI Mic Mini. You can get the one mic set up, and then you can have this clipped onto your clipped onto the camera and put it like on the cold shoe. You can do it with that, with the little clip right there. You could put it on the cold shoe, and then you can, I mean, just the 1 unit one is like $80. And then if you want to do interviews, then you can clip it onto the person. So that's what I would probably do, especially at such a low price for that. Bert, I'm in the process of changing our streaming hardware from Switcher Studio to ATEM Constellation 2 and Me. What are your thoughts on the installation? Thoughts on cameras for a one-man show? Well, first off, just know what is going to be handling the streaming, because the Constellation does not have it built in. It will give you a web out, so you could go, you know, if you're going to like YouTube or Facebook or whatever, it would show up as like a webcam, and you can go through your browser and stream, or you would have to still send it to like vMix, OBS, or something like that to stream. For a one-man camera operation, I mean, like right now, I'm building out my stuff for the streaming that I have to do down in North Carolina for their Notary of Republic conference for the second year for the state. For a one man, my thing is always PTZs, just because it's just me. I like to have all my stuff set up and out of the way, put them in the corners, and then I can do everything right there. That's me. So, you know, if you're using you're already saying you're using a physical video switcher, so that would be for me. The E20s, again, those are cheap. They give you HDMI and SDI. The Constellation is SDI only, so you can go from those cameras. I think the older ones are limited over SDI 1080p 30, so you can't do 60 frames a second. But I think the newer ones do support that. So I would go with any of them, the AV cams, the Famacos, the ones that we just recently did, any of those. Well, no, the Famacos don't. That ones that I had, because they had HDMI only out. I would get the higher version that would give you SDI out. That would give you the control that you can do. Just put them in a corner somewhere. They run to that, and then if you want to go to your computer or directly to the web page, that's how I would set that up. Hope that helps you. You're saying RTMP multi-stream costs almost nothing on the CPU and memory. The load is mostly on the NIC and the ISP. Thank you for that. Yeah, I actually just installed that at Signs and Wonders, because the original doorbell that was done a while ago, I think it got fried, because that's the one that you connected to the transformer for the regular doorbell, and something happened and fried it. So I installed the G4. I really want to install that here, but the issue is that one is Ethernet only, and I can't drill a hole in the wall going outside of this house to connect it to that. But like I said, at my house, I would have the doorbell, because I like that one because it has 2 cameras. So let's see. Can we go to that one and see that? I have no idea if anybody's there at the church. Yeah, nobody's there. So I can look at this one. So like here at Signs and Wonders. So this is that G4. So I do like the fact that it has the 2 cameras, so you can see out here and you can see if somebody has packages there. That's the other reason why I want that. But I do like the fact that, why do I still have the logo on there? I need to turn that off. I do like the fact that I can I just lost my train of thought right there. Yeah, I just lost what I was getting ready to say with that. Did somebody put a dog on there? Oh well. I got it. I just went blank on what I was getting ready to say. I know I was talking about I just do. Oh no, I was saying I like the fact that at least if I order something from Amazon, I have in garage delivery, so they just install stuff there, so we ain't got no porch pirates or nothing like that. Have you ever watched Network Chuck? Yes, I have. If I believe it's, let's see. Yes, I have watched him. Um, I have watched him. I thought I was subscribed to him. But yeah, I like how he does his videos. He has a dry humor as well too. So I like that. Um Back to Philip Paul. I have a few old PCs thinking of upgrading it. Most probably might change everything just in case if unable. Yeah, honestly, then I wouldn't consider that. It's like we talked about it before. It's the ship of Theseus, or Theseus, or Thosius, whatever it is. At that point, you're actually changing everything. So for me, I wouldn't define that as an upgrade, even though technically it is. I mean, if you're just keeping the case, if you're keeping one piece of the original system, then it is an upgrade. But I mean, you pretty much changed out everything. Back to Pastor Alicia. I see you still making us great. It's been a while. I'm just checking to see what's new. Well, you know what's new is the eMissionary Conference is coming up July 18th and 19th. We want to see you in the place. You down the street. You need to be there. Look, we're going to have Bible trivia, and it's been voted, folks, that the Bible trivia that we're going to have, since some people didn't want to do hot stuff, we're going to do the sourest candy available. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to have some fun there. We're going to have some fun. I had a scientific question. Do you think a network power line could send video via video bailing to another room, or would you recommend that? I do have a power line adapter upstairs. I use that. I have a 1 gig one. I think it's doing on a different protocol. It's looking for TCP/IP. So I don't think it will send it that way. If the video bailing is converting it into regular TCP/IP protocol, then it should, in theory. I have not tested it though. Yeah, I saw the Wi-Fi version of it. Because I still have, for me, I still have the original one. Yeah, so back to what you're saying. Yeah, I did see. Well, every time when I wanted to get it, they didn't have the Wi-Fi one was not in stock. So they do have it, which is cool. I mean, but again, like, am I gonna show too much info? Let me cut back over to mine. That reminds me, I need to go back in here and turn off that logo. Yeah, so I have the regular G4 doorbell that's linked to my Chime. So for me, most of the time, very few people will deliver anything to my front door. So, but that's just the regular G4. But I do want the Pro. I really do. If anything, I would probably like give that to somebody else or something like that. I'm just removing the entry. Now, honestly, I had an epiphany. I realized maybe I shouldn't have ordered the intercom system, because I'm just sitting back thinking, like, when TSA opens that up and that's in my bag, there's gonna be like, what the heck is that? I want to put it in my suitcase, but then at the same time, I'm concerned about that being damaged. And people open it up and being like, what the heck is this? But then if I put it inside my bag with my laptop, then I got to explain it. And I have TSA pre-check, so they shouldn't do that. But I don't know. And plus, that thing is about as long as my laptop is wide. So, Sweet, sweet. Yeah, Rob, I used to use those as well. They haven't come down in price though. Oh, that reminds me. They actually now, Elder Rob, did you see the other toy that Ubiquiti has that I want to play around with this? It's like their own version of that. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, it was PoE over RG6. Did you see that? This little gadget right here. So it can go over SDI cable, PoE over that, or regular I think security cable. So I think that's pretty slick. So like in a deployment type of situation, you could bridge it and it would send that over coax. So if you got an older building that you already got RG6 or whatever type of cable, you can now send PoE over that. So I think that's pretty cool for like some older churches. So you got twisted pair. So like for security cable, or you could do RG6 with BNC connectors on the end. So that now makes it easier to, if I had something I wanted to run it outside, or if I want to do something, say it's kind of like creative for fun. If you had that type of situation, RG6 is so common for you to see outside, coax outside, nobody's really messing with that. So you could send that outside, or if you already got an existing cable, and then maybe now you just have to put all of this inside of like a waterproof case that Ubiquiti does sell, and you can have stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Make sure if you are looking at the DJI one that you get the one camera one. But I mean, I look, we just call it what it is. Everything has gone up in price, unfortunately. Just everybody is tariffing the crap out of each other. Nah, actually, nah. I'm looking at it right now. It's still at the same price. The 1 unit one, I said 80. I'm sorry, it was $90. So just for one transmitter and one receiver, I would do something like that. Mine, I got the two, so double the price to have both, and it came with the case. But I think that would be a good option in that as well. Well, see, the issue that I have is I have that, then I have all my tools, and I got wire, and I got this, and to the uneducated, they're like, "What in the heck is this big thing with buttons and a screen? Is this a ohm?" I ain't trying to say, you know what I mean, So I don't know. Back to do you have a display Cast Pro? No, I have not, because every time I try to order one, they're out of stock. I know you installed at a church. I have a school in Texas that wants a Pro. Last I checked, they were sold out. Yeah, every time I try to get one, they're sold out. And I want that one mainly because it could do security cameras and digital signage. I mean, it's like the parts are the same, so I don't know why in the world it won't let it do that, but I don't know. But hey, folks, what I'm gonna do is, because the internet has been down at Antioch, and I need to get down here, and plus we got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we'll make it a little bit shorter today. I may get back on today. I don't know, but like I said, I just woke up, so I'm gonna get down there, get this internet straight, and because I know I'm probably gonna have to run some cables outside, get the hammer drill, and all this other fun stuff. So I really appreciate everything, folks. I just want to give a big shout out to all of my Patreon and YouTube members. If you like what we do here, folks, and you want to help us move this thing further and further, consider becoming a Patreon supporter by going to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, or you can click the join button down below. No matter which way you pick, folks, you are helping us train media ministries all over the world. And again, Patreon supporters and YouTube members, I put a code out there for y'all to get a discounted price to join our conference online or in person. So please, if you want to come to the conference, leverage that. That's one of the advantages I give to y'all as supporters. So again, want to thank you. We got a bunch of those supporters here that are on our live stream today, and thank you so much for that. And you said link, please. I will send that here, and Let me see. Now I'm gonna give y'all a little side business tip, and let me know if y'all want me to do this. I've had other people, like last Sunday, I had some people that sat down with me and they wanted me to give them some tips on what I did from business standpoint. If you want me to do that, I will. I kind of don't want to flood my channel with stuff outside of media ministry. Now just to let you know, if you didn't know, now you know it's gonna be all right. Anyway, where's where is it? I actually made another channel. I haven't done any videos to it, but just to let you know, for when I start doing more personal stuff, we have Dr. AJ Holmes. If you go to youtube.com/ at Dr. AJ Holmes, that's just going to be my off channel stuff where it's not media ministry related stuff. I love just loading myself up with more work, but this is going to be the channel that I do any of stuff that's not media ministry related. So I may tag both of these videos if y'all want me to do videos talking about like setting up a Christian based business, what I do, getting your EIN, your LLC, your S Corp, and stuff like that. Again, I don't want to flood my channel with stuff that's not media ministry related, but we got that there. So if you'd like to subscribe to that, I appreciate it. I mean, I got it set up, but I haven't really done anything with it because, we've been busy helping the people of God and all that stuff like that. But we do have that. And I think that's about it. So, folks, realize I'm not going to be all fancy. Just realize you appreciate it. I think one of the things I try to do with technology, and I hope to try and instill with churches, is life is hard. And I think technology can be hard. I try to make it as easy as possible to help break down walls and show that you are capable of doing this stuff. And I think with media ministry, ultimately, what I want it to be is to show people that salvation, having a relationship with God, and accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you don't need a PhD to figure that stuff out. I know for me, sometimes when I go through and I listen to stuff, and it's like me being in church my entire life, when I step back, and it's like, it just sounds like being a Christian is the most difficult thing possible. And it makes it seem like, man, if life is already hard, I'm not trying to add more complexity if we're trying to do this. So whatever you're doing, try and make it as simple as possible to help people ward off stuff. That's why I come in here and say, yeah, all this unified stuff, if you look at it from surface level, yeah, it sounds difficult. Make it easy. I don't know how to bridge that gap. It made sense in my mind, but my whole thing is I just want to tell you, you can do it. You really can. People, technology, and this stuff is easy. Dealing with people is hard. So that's what I want to tell you. Like all the hard work that y'all are doing, all the stuff that you're doing on the side, that it seems like no matter what I'm doing, it's not working, and this, and this, you can do it. You can do it. The reason I say that is a lot of times I had to be my own best cheerleader. So in this season, yes, I'm teaching technology, but I want to encourage you that you can do it. You're worth it. The reason why you like the stuff you do is because you were called for doing that. Doesn't matter if everybody doesn't understand what you're doing. And honestly, it doesn't matter if the people around you don't appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. The body of Christ appreciates what you're doing, because if it wasn't for you, there are people who are never going to hear the gospel and never hear anything if it wasn't for you being interested in unify stuff. If it wasn't, you weren't interested in your own cast server. If you weren't interested in streaming, because you are the doorway that some people are only going to be the ones. You being interested in Unify are the ones that brought that technology to your church, that allows your church to live stream, that allows them to reach more people. If you weren't there, they still be stuck where they're doing. If you weren't interested in getting this camera, if you weren't interested in setting up a youth ministry downstairs, how many more people wouldn't have been heard about the truth if it wasn't for that? So a lot of people don't understand your calling. It's not meant for them to understand it. It's for you to accept your calling. So just know I appreciate everything you're doing. You're valued. You're important. We'd miss something if you weren't doing what you were doing. So I'm proud of what y'all are doing. I'm glad to be in this battle with y'all, and I'm not doing it by myself. And y'all give me hope and strength when days are low here with me. that I know that there are people like y'all out here doing the same thing, fighting the same battle I'm doing. So you appreciate it. Know that. So thank you all for what y'all are doing. I hope y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And we'll be seeing y'all on the next video, folks. Later.